Hey everyone, how are you doing? So this video will be for Saturday. It seems, I don't know, it seems to me, I don't really look deep into the algorithm, but it seems like on the weekends maybe people are busy or getting together with families, so I'm going to do a meditation video, but I thought the weekend probably wouldn't be a good one. So I thought I'd do a story about, well, not a story, is a story you tell. It's not, I always get mixed up fiction, nonfiction. Fiction is false. Nonfiction is true. Doesn't that not make sense? I remember being in school thinking it doesn't make sense. So this is nonfiction. It's a true story. And I asked my subscribers to remind me there were 2 stories that I wanted to tell. And thank you very much to Alice who reminded me about the 2 stories, one which is about the power company. So I'm going to tell you hopefully the end of that story. So I said one day, someone's knocking. I believe they're knocking at the door. Pretty loud. And usually when you hear a loud knock, you know it's never good news. Well, maybe you've been lucky in your lives and you've never had that loud knock. You get that loud knock, usually things to do with legality things, like divorces, or being served for something, legality things. So, I thought, gosh, what could that be? But, I'm one who I'd rather face the issue than which not all men, but most men don't. They just ignore it. They ignore it. There's a lot of men that don't pay their bills. They throw them in the trash or just don't deal with them. Not all men, but they ignore it. So, just an example. I'm sure there's maybe women like that too, but just an example. I'd rather know it up front than to be crawling commando on the floor when someone's knocking at your door. But anyhow, so I open my door very little. There's someone there without a mask, and I mask where I go, not in my house obviously, but there's someone at my door without a mask, so they're breaking the first rule. I have a note on my door that you must wear a mask for me to open the door. So no mask. So I have my winter windows up, not the screen. Of course, they don't work right because of who. But anyhow, they're up. The winter windows works better than the summer, which I don't know, it's good and bad. Okay, I veer to the left again. But anyhow, and when I say veer to the left, it's not a political statement. I think of left field, like in baseball. I'll retell the story again about my first husband in baseball, but remind me so I don't forget to tell a story about baseball and left field. That's why I always say veer to the left. But anyhow, so I open the door, but I'm not going to open the storm door. So he's talking, but you can clearly hear when someone talks. So he's yelling. I mean, this way you could hear him. He's yelling. Maybe he was yelling, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's yelling because he thinks I can't hear him. And I said, you don't need to yell. I can hear you talk through the door. I wanted to say I'm not as old as dirt as you are, but, I didn't have that. Remember how I always say I have a soft spot in my heart for old men? Not him. Don't come to my door, not follow the rules, and start yelling at me for no reason. You don't start off a conversation with yelling. So I asked him could you please lower your voice? I can hear you. Continues to yell. Disregards me totally. He's one of these He-Man types that, men are the one and all, the only, women don't count. They're second-class citizens. That's my impression of him. So anyhow, I'm like, can you just calm down and tell me what the problem is? So he says, I'm here to shut up your power. I'm like, why? And he got me so off guard, and this is not like me. So this is telling me whatever's wrong with me, this illness, this heat illness, I'm not like sharp anymore as attack. I would right away say, who are you? Well, I did say, who are you? But he didn't answer, he was screaming. I would have said, show me your ID. Even if he didn't say who he was, I'd say, show me your ID. I always ask for ID from like the power company, the water company, anybody. But I didn't. I guess because he threw me for a loop that he wouldn't stop screaming at me. He said, I'm going to shut your gas off. And there was another guy stooping at the end of my property. And I know at the end of the property there is a water thing where they can shut off your water. But I guess there's one where they shut off your power. And I says, hold on, hold on. And he starts walking away. I says, no. Then I open the door when he's starting. I says, stop. Why are you shutting off my power? Because I'm allowed to. I says, come back here and talk in a normal tone and tell me I have paid my bill. I have never missed a payment. I mean, you never miss your payment. I will starve before I miss a payment because if you have a power shut off, it costs a lot of money to get it back on. And he just won't. He keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. So long story short, I don't want to go into the whole disastrous mess. But so he didn't shut off that day. Like I say, it's too long a story to tell. But anyhow, so what he was doing, if he was a normal person, not one that belongs in the nut house, and no offense to anyone that really has mental issues and needs to go and have him taken care of, but he belongs in the loony bin. He had no reason to talk that way to me. He should talk nicely. You know, like I say, he was older, so maybe he thought I couldn't hear him. But once I told him to lower his voice because I can hear him through the door, he should have lowered his voice. He should have had his ID, and he didn't. So I guess what was happening is I supposedly should have got something in the mail, which I didn't, because that's why I don't get my mail here, because the monster messes with my mail because he has a secret P.O. box. Yes, he does. Yes, with his, I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to upset myself. Anyhow, so any mail that, I shouldn't say any mail, some mail can go to his place. So if there's anything that our names may still be on together, or where my name may just have his name, like his last name, could go to his P.O. box. So he messes with my mail. So it could have went there. Maybe I didn't get, I don't know. Who knows what the real story is. Bottom line is, if someone's asking you a question, you need to answer. So they are putting in, and I don't know, when you listen to these preppers and conspiracy theorists, which I don't usually believe in, but now I kind of do after this experience, this episode. I know what it's called. Oh my gosh, my nose is itching. I have never had allergies this bad. My gosh. But anyhow, so apparently in the so-called letter that I so-called should have got, that, like I said, probably went to the monster, and he's not going to tell me, they are going to put in some kind of system where they, I don't really understand. I asked for a letter, but they probably won't send it to me, or if they do, it'll be with my wrong last name, and he'll get it. So apparently they're going to have a system. I read it. I looked it up. And actually, you don't have to allow them to, but apparently I do, because now we live in, you know, I don't know what word you can say, not a free country anymore. So it apparently was on the news, but I didn't get to see it. That's when his father was here over visiting his son and our son. And he doesn't let me have the news on because, you know, he is, I don't know what word you can say. He's similar to, well, he's a dictator. So anyhow, there was that one evening when I didn't hear the news. So they were talking about these new kind of things that they're doing that you don't have to agree to. So I'm not going to get anywhere with these people because there are one and only. We have like a sub power company, but it's owned by the same company. So anyhow, what they do is they track your use of power, gas and electric. What does that mean? Does that mean that if you, like, when he would be here, he would always have the TV on for nothing? To me, that's a waste, because I'm the one who has to pay the bills. So I don't know if they're going to limit your power. I don't know what they have plans to do, whatever they're going to do. But they're going to have this kind of special meter that watches when you use the most power and how much power you use. So at the end of the day, all he had to do was explain to me rather than threaten me, because I had asked the doctor to write me a note about how I need power, because without power, there's, like right now, I have my little portable heater running here in the kitchen because I am freezing. I am so cold. And it's 69 in my house, which usually I wouldn't be cold, but I am shivering. So anyhow, that I need power, and how ironic that I get the letter the next day after the day that the guy was at my door, knocking my door down. So, could I write a letter and tell someone how he behaved? No, of course not, because if it's the only power company, they're going to jerk around with me, and I'm not going to have it. But, to do that to someone, to frighten a woman, I'm sure if it was a man at the door, I will say 100 and 200%. That's not the way he would have treated the man. So anyhow, that's the story. So if I didn't open the door and protect my rights, he would have shut my power off. And I probably wouldn't be here today, because that's when it was still very hot. And I needed the little portable air unit I got and my fans. So, and I was telling him, I said, I have a medical condition and I have to have my power on because I have to have the air and the fan. He didn't care. So I don't care. So, I think that night when I dozed off in the kitchen, that's all I heard. I don't care. So, to me, he's an abuser, for sure. First of all, he's representing our company. Our company. I wish we owned that company. Our company didn't show the tag. I did tell them this. They didn't care. They really don't care. When there's a monopoly, they don't have to care. But there's no reason, like I always say at the end of my videos, be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through. He has no idea what I'm going through. I'm sure he went home to steak and lobster dinner. He has no idea what I'm going through. Not that it's his problem, but people should treat people with respect and dignity, but he didn't. So, like I said, if I didn't take that extra step, I wouldn't have had my power on, and I sure wouldn't have the money that they charge you to turn it back on. And I told them about the letter. They don't care about the letter. They don't care about anything. They used to have, if you have someone with a life-threatening condition, which Paulie has, and I have a letter for him, or me too, mine is life-threatening too, they cannot turn your power off in times of storms. They bring out a generator with a phone company. When you have a landline, if there's a power outage, they'll bring you a cell phone. They don't do any of that anymore. Nope. That's all gone. All the kindness, courtesy, and helping people is gone. So anyhow, that was the story. It was something that I wasn't told about, but like I say, I had the right to fight it. So if I had the letter, I would have known. But would it make a difference? No, not at all. Because I tried telling them, I heard it on the news and it says you don't have to have it. No, that's not true. They didn't report. Well, of course, we all know the news isn't true, but that was true. Because I talked to other people and they said you don't have to have it. But, they just, for some reason, now I'm in a weakened state, and they saw they could just push me over, and that's it. And I am in a weakened state. I'm not the me I used to be, where I would fight for my rights. But there I am. So that was the story. Thank goodness I got the crazy, abusive power man calmed down enough to not shut it off. And then he came back, and I don't know what they did. They dug up some of my lawn. Not that they're going to fix it. They cut part of branches and left them there really big that I can't lift, which I know the crazy lady across the street will call the town on me. And nothing I can do. I can't lift those kind of branches. Even if I had a chainsaw, I wouldn't know how to use it, and I wouldn't risk myself on that. So, made a big mess. Basically, as my mom would say, bad men, you should come, take a crap, and leave. And she's right. Yes, she's right. So anyhow, thank you, Alice, for reminding me about the story. And for those of you who aren't too busy and watch on the weekends, that's my power company story. So for now, if you would subscribe to my channel, it would mean a lot. Maybe Paulie will come back if more people subscribe. Never know. Well, I don't know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. I'm not going to just say that to get subscribers, but we're trying to grow our channel. My mouth is so dry every time I talk. And this is part of the no sweating thing I read about. You get real dry skin, dry mouth, dry eyes. It's awful. I know there's worse things, but this is not fun. So anyhow, if you could subscribe, we'd really appreciate it. Hit the like button if you like the content. I'd asked before, what kind of content would you like to hear about? Since, like I said, I am stuck in my house. I don't have money to travel. I can't show you beautiful countrysides. What would you like to hear about? I'm hoping I can go. I thought I'd be cooking by now, but I am shivering. I really can't stand at a stove when I'm so cold and burning. I'm still burning. Oh yeah, by the way, my body's still on fire and I'm shivering. And when I have the heat on, it's a mess. So anyhow, all's well that ends well, but now they have more control on us. How I don't know if you heard they were talking about putting chips in people. This almost feels like that. They're kind of putting a chip, like kind of controlling, watching. I don't know. Whatever. I just try to keep things off. As you see, I don't have a lot of lights on because our power costs a lot. So anyhow, I was doing the outro, sorry. So we appreciate our subscribers. Welcome to the 3 new subscribers. I hope you like it here and stay, or if you don't, just don't unsubscribe, please. No, I'm not begging. I won't go to those means. But anyhow, I am so tired, but yet I can't sleep. That's why I don't even know what I'm saying. I do know what I'm saying. I'm just too tired. But anyhow, that's the power story. So be kind to people. You don't know what they're going through. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Do something nice for yourself. Lately, me, I don't know. I try to do something nice, which is, like I said the other day, I don't know if I put the vlog up, so maybe I did then. I said if it wasn't sunny, I could have sat out. It was cool out. It was a breeze. It would have been nice, but there was the sun, and that just did me in, so couldn't do that. But, just sitting out in the nice fresh air is something nice to do for yourself, or read a book, or do a hobby. But most importantly, have fun, enjoy life, and stay safe. Thanks for stopping by, and I guess that's the end. Bye for now.